everyone, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Life with REB. We're doing a little RE budgets today. We have September's entire recap, and we're going to finish up with our last couple of weeks. And then our October look ahead. So we have quite a few numbers to go over. You're seeing lots of different piles, lots of different things to switch out, switch over. It is a new month. Today is actually Thursday, October 2nd. I really wanted to get this video out to y'all on the 1st of October, but it's just been busy. I needed a little mental break and reset, but we are here now, so we will dive right on in. So we do have a lot of things to go over. I think we will first go ahead and start by tracking our September 21 through 27 recap, our 28 through 30 recap, and go from there. Let's start off with getting our numbers from the 21st through the 27th. We had anticipated electronic bill spending of $431, and then our actual total spending for the week of the 21st through the 27th was $909. I was out of town for training. We go through a sort of military credit card and that sort of thing, which you can use, but it does get a little complicated with putting that in the system and uploading receipts and all of that. So I decided to stop using that after the first day and just pay out of pocket. And then what will happen is the military will later on reimburse me for the trip. $909 was our actual spending. And then for the 28th through the 30th, we had predicted spending of $73 plus $15. We had predicted spending of $88 for electronic bills. So about $936 was spent from the 28th, 29th, and 30th out of a predicted $88. So within the week of the 28th through the 30th, I also had some income. So I received one check from this training, and that was $1,145. And then I did receive my check from my full-time job, and that was $2,500. So $3,345 was received this week. And part of it was that training that I attended. So that is our recap for the last couple of weeks of September. Now we'll jump into doing and filling out our full monthly recap. So for September, we had a total monthly income of $9,983. Our total expenses for the month were $7,633. And then I was able to allocate funds to my sinking funds account, $858 to my low priority and high priority sinking funds. That was our full monthly recap of spending. So almost $10,000.
Hi, it's me from my bed. Just to make that a little more realistic, the $10,000, there was technically an extra check in there because there was a delay from August to September from when I switched over my banks. So yes, it was $10,000 technically within September, but it was really because of a delayed check. So the results are skewed.
Back to my spending summary really quick before we start looking into October and doing all of our monies and allocation. I just wanted to point out that my highest spend last month, that was not my mortgage or money allocated for my car note or sinking funds, was my electricity bill, $349 to ComEd. And my lowest spend was $1 for Audible. That was our September spending summary. I did not fill this out at all. It's too tedious. This alone was tedious. I did have a couple other forms of income last month. They did not add up too much at all, but I ended up getting $26 from the Facebook privacy, and then I received $40 for a side job that I did for a family member. And that was my only 2 other sources of income, so $66 from that. And then my total debt start balance in September was $5,838, and then I ended at $5,982. Okay, so we're done with our budget planner, and now we're gonna go into our binder here and go through and make sure we just check off everything and have everything filled in that needs to be filled in. So we did pay our alarm, our wax pass, our home warranty, our dental, our firm, and our Toyota remote. So we had a total predicted spend of $4,007 on fixed expenses. That turned out to be our actual spend. There were no discrepancies. As far as sinking funds, we had a goal of $866 and our actual was $858. Then our credit card beginning balance. So Walmart credit card beginning balance was $0 in September. And then I ended at $173. And USAA's credit card balance was $1,904 in the beginning of the month, and then I ended at $2,542. So, like I mentioned, with groceries and eating out, because I was out of town for that week, we only overspent $158. So that is groceries and eating out. For shopping, supplies, and gifts. So it looks like we had an actual spend of $92 out of 100. So that's $8 that went to our rollover balance. Check that off. For gas, car wash, and parking, this one was an overspend as well because of the trip that I had to go on. So gas, car wash, and parking, I had a predicted amount of $77, but then I was negative $77. So that means my actual spend was $152. So for my utilities, the water bill, gas bill, and electricity bill, I predicted that to be $520 and it was $504. That's done. Miscellaneous household and hygiene. So this is the one where I definitely, if you recall, I was already carrying a negative balance over from last month. So I said for October, we're not carrying over a negative balance. We're just going to chalk that up like we had to get certain things for the house, and it is what it is. With household projects and hygiene items, $339, which is what my actual spend was for the month. Not fantastic, but not horrible. For our Walmart interest on purchases, we had a predicted amount of $5 and our actual amount was $5. For USAA, our predicted amount was really supposed to be like $100 because last month it was $120, but it's actually $58. That brings our actual spend for variable expenses to $1,608. We had our unaccounted expense for my FOID/CCL renewal. That was $82. So income that was logged, we had our primary income from my full-time job, and that was $22.59 for the first check. The second check was $24.13, and then our third check was $2,500. And then we received money from Honey, return on investment from Dad, and all of my full-time job checks. And then quaternary source, I had that check from training, and that check was $11.45. And then my fifth source of income was from Facebook. That was $26. And then my sixth income source was from the family member, the little job that I did for her, and that was $40. Okay, so we had some rollover cash, $38 left in the cash envelope. There were just times where I needed to pay for stuff, and the cash that I had in the wallet and the envelope was not enough for that purchase. So the money is technically being rolled over. So just roll with me. $38 there. My USAA rollover balance at the end of the month for September was $639. My Chase rollover balance was $490. That sums up all of our September recap. So we can officially take this off and we're going to flip on over to October. How exciting! And then essentially we get to do the same thing for our calendar. So out with the old and with the new. This is now October. So October 1 through 3, we have predicted spending for our electronic bills binder. Mortgage, student loans, charity, and Wi-Fi, just $99. We have a predicted spend of $2,424 for October 1 through 4. Yeah, we're literally in the midst of this week, so you'll have to find out in the recap next week what we actually spent and what else came out of the accounts and the pockets. And then for our look ahead for the 5th through the 11th, we have an additional 23 plus 176, $199 for electronic bill spending. Okay, we are next going to budget our electronic bills from Sunday, September 28th to Saturday, October 4th. So we're kind of doing the end of September and then our quote unquote look ahead for the first week of October, which we are currently in. So we'll go ahead and finish off with September. So we had our Airbnb Affirm, which was $23. Affirm 21, 2, 3. Then we had our Toyota Remote Connect, which we'll add here to our car binder or our car envelope. 10, 5, 15. And then we have our mortgage, which is 2113. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21, 10, 11, 12, 13. 21, 13. Let me double check that. 21. 21, 13. And then we had our student loans, which were 202, 1, 2, 1, 2. 202 for student loans. Next, we had our We Salute, which is my veterans charity that I donate to every month, and that was $10. And then we have our Wi-Fi bill coming up, and that is $90. 50, 70, 90. Beautiful. Okay, have $90 there. So that is it for electronic bills. We will do our 5 through 11 look ahead on Sunday and then budget our upcoming electronic bills. So next we are going to go, into our cash binder for our cash budgeting for the month of October. Actually, now that I think about it, 141 does not seem very accurate. When I finished spending, let me see where I ended my spending at with groceries. I was at, oh, I see my mistake. When I said 158, that was very incorrect. So I need to go back and make a correction there, because I actually spent 300 plus 458, which means I spent $758 on several sets of groceries and a lot of eating out last month. So let me go back into September and change those numbers. So not 458, technically, if we want to be technical, 758. And that puts me at 1608 plus 400, $2,008. I don't know why my brain keeps doing that when I see negative. I just don't add on what the budget already was. Because on the 21st, I technically hit $0 and spent all 300. And then after that, I had all of that additional spending. I spent $232 on eating out and convenience foods while I was out of town. But divided by 3 meals for 7 days, 21 meals, $11. $11 a meal, which is not bad. I'm glad I caught that correction because I was like, wait, something is not adding up. But back to where I was, we technically are in a new month. So we went through August on this side, September on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and set that to the side and pull out these. So for gas, parking, that sort of thing, $75. Starting off with a fresh card. So no 50s. 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75 for gas. Okay, groceries can come out. And then we are going to do another $300 for this month because, like I said, technically that spending was last month, and we're gonna leave it where it was, and we'll just hopefully not have to go anywhere near $300 this month. And so 1, 2, 3. Shopping and gifts, we are back at $100. Still proud of that $8 that we saved. Miscellaneous household and hygiene will get $100 again. Keeping this receipt in here because I have something that I need to return to Home Depot, so I'll actually get like 18 bucks back, which is nice. 18 bucks out of 530, huh? But we'll put $100 in here as well. Okay, hair and self-care, hair appointment, nail appointment. Never got that massage, but maybe I'll actually get it this month. And that will be $250. So there was leftovers for this too, and that was $25. But now $250. We'll see how much I end up using this month. So 1, 2. Oh, what am I doing? 220, 240. 245, 250. Okay, that is hair and self-care. So that is our cash budgeting for the month of October. So we got all of that there. And next, we will go ahead and work on our sinking funds binder. Start off with high priority. Okay, take out the card for reference here and what we need to put into what. The dentist is getting $103. The dentist has called me 1, 2, 3, and not called me, but sent me several emails saying that I need to go schedule my treatment. It is like they are not playing with me. Really quickly, while we're here, we have 1, 2, 50, 270, 290, 295, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $309. I think that might pay for one of my initial procedures that was on my treatment plan. So I am going to look at that and call them and schedule my appointment. Sister Locks training is getting $84. So we'll do 20, 40, 60, 80. 1, 2, 3, 4. 84. Christmas is getting $20. Taxes is getting $8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Wedding is getting 33, 25. 30. 1, 2, 3. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to have some 20s at this point. So I say uh-oh because that is concerning that I don't. Oh gosh. I hope these numbers aren't going to be all messed up. I literally cannot deal. I'm proud of myself for remembering to put this card back though. Okay, that was high priority and then low priority sinking funds. So again, we'll take the card out for reference. Yeah, I thought like, why don't I have enough 20s? We'll see how it ends up, but clearly there's another discrepancy. I messed up a number somewhere, but we'll see where it's at. CDR maintenance fee, $3. 1, 2, 3. CPEUs, $10. 5, 10. Home repair deductible, $5. Emergency fund, $134. 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No. So 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. $30, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like what? 134 for emergency fund. Wardrobe, 29. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Lottery, 10. Oh, do I not have the lottery one? I don't. I gotta create one. Something is messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, come on. Come off it. because that was supposed to be excess money, not exactly enough money to go into this freaking. So that's crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna verify. $10 there. Technically wardrobe should now have 87. 20. Okay. 20, 40, 5, 55, 65, 70. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. $87 exactly, huh? It's just so crazy to me. Crazy to me. How the money that I had left over from my cash budget is just enough to fit all of my. Okay, well, low priority sinking funds is accurate and up to date now that I have lottery on here for $10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extra $5. We're gonna add this extra $5 to wardrobe. So that'll put wardrobe at $92. 87 to $92. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna write on here. That's what I should have been doing, is writing on this the balance. $92 as of 10/2. Next, we'll validate everything for high priority. Well, not validate, but fill out our budget slips for high priority. Okay, everyone, this remaining portion of the video is recorded several days later because it turns out my video stopped recording. So it took me a little bit of motivation to re-record after I recorded for like almost 2 hours trying to get everything in there. So I apologize, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up now. Essentially, I watched all the footage back and I figured out where that $5 difference was, and I put it in the correct sinking funds account. So that $5 is now where it's supposed to be, in emergency fund, and it's not in my wardrobe budget anymore. So I did fix that. We are technically now at Wednesday, October 8th. So I suppose I could just go ahead, since we're at Wednesday, I might as well do our recap of electronic bills for Affirm and for upcoming bills, Home Depot. We're going to leave it at that. And then on Sunday, October 12th, I'll have time to do a full, we're caught all the way up. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and get some funds for Amazon and Affirm. For Amazon and Home Depot to do a little electronic bills budgeting. And then cash wise, might as well, since it's in front of me. Nothing for gas, groceries. I've spent a total of $12 so far for groceries and eating out this month. Shopping and gifts, I've already spent $80. Miscellaneous, still have our $100. Hair and self-care, we still have our $250 there. So I haven't really spent much this month from our cash budget, but like I said, we'll go ahead and do a virtual or a visual budgeting of our Affirm, which technically came out yesterday, and then our Home Depot, which will come out on Friday. So let me get funds together for that. Okay, we're back, and so we will go ahead and budget our Affirm and Home Depot electronic bills. Just to round things off while we're here, so Home Depot is 176, 150, 75, 6. And the firm will be getting $23 for Amazon. 21, 2, 3. Real quick, real cute. I just want to visually make sure I recap everything so I'm not just skipping and picking and choosing what does get shown and what doesn't get shown. So that's it for electronic bills. And while we're here, I might as well show y'all that I verified finally the amounts for my sinking funds. So emergency fund was supposed to have 402. So 1, 2, 20, 240, 260, 280, 3, 320, 340, 360, 365, 370, 375, 380, 385, 390, 395, 4, 1, 2. 402. Now, to what I did not get to show y'all was October expenses on here and what I kind of started to finish filling in. I don't believe I had these amounts, these predicted amounts filled out yet for October, but we are carrying over $300 goal. Shopping and gifts is $100, gas is $75, utilities I'm predicting to be about $350 this month. Household projects, hygiene, $100, self-care, $250, the usual. Walmart interest on purchases, I'm expecting 0 because I did pay my car down for USAA. Interest on purchases, I'm expecting around 60. We'll see how that goes. So while we're here in the middle of the week, this just feels so weird and backwards. We're just going to check off what we have paid for so far, which only now includes health insurance and Wi-Fi. Why did I leave Wi-Fi blank? I wonder. I'm pretty sure it was $90. So we'll just leave that where it's at. Technically, Amazon came out 73. That can't be right. I think I have my Amazon and my Airbnb prices mixed up. I'm pretty sure my Amazon Affirm is 23 and Airbnb is 73. Let's go back to a previous month and see. Airbnb Affirm 73. Yeah. I knew I was like not losing my mind for a second. But listen, I lose my mind pretty quickly these days because you see how bad I get with numbers, and once I mess up, it's like I can't get back on track and it just throws me off. Amazon Affirm has been paid. That was 23. Home Depot is still to be taken, I guess we'll call it. And that is all we have paid so far this month. And over here, unaccounted expenses, I did, like I mentioned, I did have a walk-in clinic visit. I mean, it was a walk-in clinic, but I still set an appointment. So whatever you want to call that, an appointment, I don't know. And then technically I have not had any income whatsoever, I should say, this month. Rollover cash, I mean, we're honestly taking that from last month, and the rollover went all to sinking funds. I think that's where we're at for everything for our October catch up and what we have for predicted spending for the week. Again, like I said, I don't anticipate spending anything else on groceries this week. Gas, I have 3/4 of a tank. I don't have any hair or nail appointments this week, anything like that. The only thing that I have been spending money on, like I said, was shopping for an upcoming holiday. And yeah, so that's where that was. The only thing y'all did not get to see me do is dump my change. So this is technically change from the past week, but we're gonna take this as an opportunity, as a redo, and add to our vacation fund. Okay, that should do it and wrap up our month of September and essentially a recap of week 1 and 2 of October. I'll have my funds in and out on the screen here. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and your continued loyalty. I appreciate you so, so much. Makes my day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all have a great day and take care.